The galaxy feared the Zoltran Empire. Their ships were huge, their weapons were powerful, and they truly believed they ruled war. In their war chamber, alien commanders stood tall with pride. They laughed at the weakness of other species, especially humanity. Humans are small, soft, emotional, Commander Rethvar said with a cold smile. They fight with heart, not power. They will lose. The aliens had already destroyed many human colonies. They thought Earth would beg for peace, but something strange happened. Their war scanners detected a single ship entering the battlefield. A ship they had never seen before. What is this? A transport ship? Rethvar joked, but the ship grew larger on the screen. And larger, and larger. The alien officers became silent. The ship was sharp, silver, and terrifying. Long wings like blades, blue fire burning from its engines. Weapons glowing with power no alien design could match. A whisper passed through the room. Humanity's warship? The ship sent one simple message. We do not run. We do not kneel. The Zoltran commander felt fear, real fear. This was not a weak species anymore. This was humanity with purpose. The ship opened its weapon bays, rows of cannons lighting up the dark. The stars themselves seemed to tremble. Rethvar stepped back. This cannot be, he whispered, but it was already too late. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy was about to learn. Humans do not just fight. Humans win. Silence filled the Zoltran command bridge. Every alien eye stayed locked on the screen. The human warship moved slowly, confidently, as if it owned the stars. No signal of surrender? An officer asked nervously. Commander Rethvar's voice shook. No, humans never surrender. The alien fleet activated their weapons. Hundreds of cannons aimed for the lone human ship. Fire! Rethvar roared. Blinding beams of plasma shot forward. Waves of destruction tore across space, but the human ship did not move. It simply endured. The explosions faded. The ship remained untouched. Not a single burn mark. How? The aliens gasped. The human warship responded. A line of blue light flashed from beneath its hull. Silent. Fast. Perfect. One alien destroyer vanished instantly, just dust and debris drifting into the dark. No, no, no! Rethvar smashed his claws against the control table. The human ship sent another message. War is not yours anymore. Panic spread inside the alien flagship. Their screens showed more human ships arriving, not one, not two, dozens, all shining with the same unstoppable blue power. Human reinforcements broke through space like thunder. The stars lit up with human strength. Rethvar could feel it. Humanity wasn't fighting for survival anymore. They were fighting to end the empire that mocked them. His voice cracked. Retreat. We must retreat, but it was too late. The humans were already planning their next strike. And now the aliens understood a terrible truth. Fear belongs to the Zoltran now. Alarm screamed inside every Zoltran ship. Officers ran, shouting orders, trying to form a defense line. But their hands were shaking too much to obey. The human fleet spread out like silver wings across the stars. Their engines glowed brighter, as if powered by pure determination. Lock targets, Rethvar yelled. But even he knew. This was not a battle. This was a judgment. The first wave of human missiles launched. Not loud, not messy. Each one moved like a guided lightning bolt. Boom. An alien cruiser exploded. Boom. A dreadnought cracked open like glass. More ships fell every second. The war had flipped in moments. How are they doing this? An officer cried. Rethvar stared at the human flagship. There is something different about humans now. He whispered. They fight like they have already won. The human warship broadcast a final warning. Leave our stars, or be erased. The aliens tried retreating, but human interceptors cut off every escape. A fighter squadron zoomed past the alien bridge, sleek, fast, unstoppable. Blue trails danced across the battlefield. For the first time in history, the Zoltran Empire felt small. This isn't possible. Rethvar's voice broke. We were the masters of war. The human ship answered through action. One pulse shot, a clean strike, and the Zoltran flagship shield shattered like thin ice. Rethvar fell to his knees. He looked up at the screen, at the terrible beauty of humanity's strength, and he knew the truth. War never belonged to the Zoltran. War waited for the humans to arrive. Commander Rethvar forced himself to stand. The bridge around him was chaos. Sparks flying, alarms roaring, officers crying in fear. "Contact every ship," he ordered shakily. "All fleets regroup around us." But only silence replied. The human warship disabled communications in a single strike. Now the alien commanders were alone, trapped inside their own empire. "Commander," an officer whispered, voice trembling. "What do we do now?" Rethvar stared at the screen. The human flagship continued to advance, slow and unstoppable, like a god walking through stars. "We fight until the last scale falls from our skin," he growled. He tried to believe those words, but deep in his heart, he knew they could not win. Why are humans this strong? Where did this power come from? Then a new signal appeared, a direct human transmission. Not text, not numbers, a face. A human commander stood in a dark control room, eyes sharp like a blade. "You thought humanity would break." His voice was calm, too calm. "But you forgot something." He leaned closer to the camera. "Humans don't fight wars alone. We fight for everyone who depends on us." Rethvar froze. There was no hatred in the human's voice, only purpose. The human ship powered its main weapon, a massive blue core spinning like a star about to explode. "Commander?" the officer cried. "It's charging." Rethvar whispered one last order. "Prepare the surrender code." For the first time ever, the Zoltran Empire was about to bow, but just then, the battlefield shook. New ships entered from hyperspace. Not human, not Zoltran. A third force. The stars rippled, tearing open like a wound in space. Dozens of dark, spiked ships emerged, silent, cold, predatory. Their hulls reflected no light. As if they swallowed it, Rethvar gasped. The Elithar. Even the mighty Zoltran Empire feared that name. They were the Watchers of Extinction. A species that waited for wars to weaken galaxies so they could strike the survivors. All weapons on the battlefield stopped. Humans. Zoltran. Everyone watched in dread. A deep, distorted voice filled every ship. "War is ours to harvest." The Elithar aimed their dark cannons at both fleets. Rethvar turned to his officers. "If they fire, we all vanish." The human commander appeared again on screen. His face was calm, but his eyes, they held fire. "We will not let them take our right to exist." He sent a message to the Zoltran flagship. "Fight with us, not against us." Rethvar couldn't breathe. Humans were offering alliance to the very enemy they came to destroy. "Commander," his officer urged, "we cannot trust them." "We cannot survive without them," Rethvar replied. He took a deep breath and opened the channel. "This is Rethvar of the Zoltran Empire. We stand with humanity, against the Elithar." A moment of silence. Then the human commander nodded. "Welcome to the right side of war. The two great fleets, once enemies, now pointed their weapons at a darkness older than stars, and the Elithar laughed. "Let us see if fear can unite you." The real war had just begun. The battlefield pulsed with tension. Human ships and Zoltran war cruisers formed a single wall of firepower, a shield against the coming darkness. The Elithar fleet expanded, like a black ocean spreading across the stars. Hundreds of ships, maybe thousands. Rethvar stared forward, fear twisting inside him. But then he looked at the human flagship, and something changed. Humans were not afraid. The human commander's voice echoed. "We don't fight because we want war. We fight because someone must." A wave of blue energy surged from the human warship. Their shields flared stronger, weapons humming like thunder preparing to strike. "Fire with them," Rethvar commanded. The united fleets unleashed their power. Boom. Beams and missiles lit the void. Alien screams echoed as Elithar ships shattered. But more poured forward. The human commander gritted his teeth. "They feed on fear. So give them something else." He pointed straight through the screen. "Give them human courage." The human flagship unleashed its ultimate weapon. A star-bright cannon burning pure blue power. A single shot fired and cutting space itself. Dozens of Elithar ships turned to dust at once. The galaxy saw hope. But then, the Elithar mothership arrived. Massive. Ancient. Terrifying. One blast from it struck back. The shockwave tore through fleets. Ships spun out of control. Explosions everywhere, alarms screamed. Humans and Zoltran fought to stay alive. Rethvar shouted, "Fall back!" The human commander stood tall in the chaos. "No, we end this together." He raised his hand. A final order coming through. Human ships dove forward toward the mothership's core. Transmission lost.